Hello everyone, John Marshall, the DrillMaster, continuing with my Service Honor Guard series. This is another Air Force Honor Guard performance. This is from 2012, and let's go ahead and watch it. So, there we go. There we go. All right.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Chairman First Class Andrew Johnson of the United States Air Force Honor Guard Drill Team, stationed at Joint Base Anacostia Bowl in Washington, D.C., spanning 6 decades of Air Force history. Airmen have proved themselves as premier global first responders.
So notice how their opening statement is they're setting up for the routine, but if you've seen my Silent Drill Platoon commentary on their version of the Tetrad, their mini long line and inspection, you'll notice that they enter very solemnly, very precisely, very professionally. The two at the rear there, those are called supernumeraries. Supernumeraries are there just in case something happens. They're drill team members that aren't on flight yet. Once the Air Force uses flight instead of platoon. So once they progress and graduate, almost. There we go. So all that to set up and lead or build up the anticipation in the audience. No phasing in that first toss. That was just great. Kind of early on that announcement, it seems like. Should have finished it right there. But so, as with any report in for cadets or even a report out, notice we have this layered effect. The commander is at the front, would announce to the head judge the report in or report out. But we have the first row with a kneeling Queen Anne, but also the unique Air Force Honor Guard position with the rifle on the shoulder that is horizontal. Looks outstanding. It's a variation of a kneeling position, so really appreciate that it looks really good. So we have kneeling Queen Anne, the kneeling I don't know what they call it, I'll have to ask. But then we have others with a standing Queen Anne and a standing present. And then we have the two at the back with the firing party type of ready to pull the trigger type of position. And then, as I was saying earlier, right there, there's one here. Those are supernumeraries. So if a sling breaks or if a rifle has some kind of mishap, they're there right away. They can exchange that rifle so the team can get on with the performance. I've always appreciated that step forward and the about turn I really like it. It's that one right there. That it's so effective. Right into a nice tempo change here. Again, building up the audience's anticipation of what's coming.
Our rapid ability and precision engagements define us as a distinctive force.
Now notice, even though they bring the right foot out as if to kick the butt of the rifle and then flare the rifle back, and then also forward, the foot never touches the rifle. It's just a simulation. Interesting outside exchange there, with both of first and second and third and fourth elements circling around each other. I'm not sure that almost the entire team facing away from the audience was the best choice for this part of the performance. I don't think it was well thought out there, because there's no need, honestly. It's just a different way to face. Now, I know we come to this exchange, which went well, but they could have easily faced each other for that exchange, giving the audience a different aspect with the different ways everybody was facing for those exchanges, being able to see exchanges from the different angles. Nicely done. So it's as if the team has really two cordons here. Slight mistake, but easily recovered, and glad they did it. The biggest challenge after a mistake is to just forget about right now and the next move and the next move. So it's really a mind game, honestly. And it can be tough. Nice catches, great tosses as well.
The Air Force completes each place in the world in mere hours to verify our time and place. Watch Jim's next sequence as the weapon manuals are sent from front to rear, then allowed
So this is a variation on the ripple line, which is actually quite nice. Visually broken up from a long line, the usual company front, and it works well. So what's interesting about performances like this is that if you pause long enough, the audience thinks they're supposed to clap if they haven't been given a big reason to clap. So this performance is more of a steady nicely done. Very little phasing there. That was really well executed. That too, excellent job. That as well. You could see a little bit of phasing in there, but still worked quite well. So now the audience there clapping because that was a reason to clap. But the rest of the performance is just maintaining a steady, and here we have the the long line, single file company front. But that steady, almost a calm, I would call it really. A calm performance, nothing jumping out as we have in later years. And you can see my other commentary on the performance from 2022. It has and there's a nice breakup of the ripples coming in, going back out. That works really well. A little difficult to do as well. But without peaks and valleys, then the and I'm talking peaks and valleys in the intensity of the program, then the audience really doesn't know. The audience will appreciate, and also, now the announcer just announced you can cheer as loud as you want. You won't break their concentration, and that's the big thing about the drill team performances for the services. People think that the beginning four really almost did it simultaneously. So here now we have some great intensity going on, and I'm sure that the team is feeding off the energy of the audience. So people think they're supposed to be quiet during performances like this because they don't want to break their the performer's concentration. I mean, after all, they're spinning with bayonets, and who knows what might happen. We don't want them to be distracted. And I get that, absolutely. But they train so hard, they train so much that it just wouldn't affect them. Honor Guard members train for distraction. Now, here is what the Air Force Honor Guard used to do. A lot, many of the routines had the tetrad. So here we go for the tetrad. Now, in the 2022 version, and I'll go through other years' versions, and we'll see what changes. But in 2022, there's no tetrad. So the tetrad is the smaller version of the drill team's performance. Now, it's not like the rest of the performance. It is its own separate performance. So the tetrad can be taken into smaller performance areas and performed at dinings in or downtown performances for the public. And it's a great way to get involved with another performance for your team, but get involved with the local community. So if you go, and I'll make a note of it actually right here. If you go to my website, you can read the article on how to create a tetrad. And I even have drill written and a YouTube video, a series actually of YouTube videos for each one of the sheets of my drill that you can perform easily. You can take it and use it and perform with it. Definitely. Now, that might seem a little goofy to you, but it's okay, it might be, but you can see the audience reaction. This is all about eliciting audience reaction and being relatable, even though, you know, they're at this high level of execution, this high level of incredible excellence. They need to come down just a notch, be relatable. And that worked really well. So the placement of the tetrad there, and not counting the commander, but the placement of the tetrad was not well thought out, not well developed. A lot of times you'll see, well, actually the Army drill team has, in years past, when they also had a tetrad, they would bring a wedge forward, and the last four of the two lines on the wedge would break off and come forward with the commander. I mean, it was just perfect. And it's the same thing with the Navy Ceremonial Guard. Their tetrad just breaks right off of the end of the cordon. It's perfect. And it was designed to do that. That was a little bit... It wasn't as visually pleasing as the four members being at the end of a certain formation, whether it's the cordon or a wedge, something like that. Having spaces, random-ish spaces in that long line, just didn't communicate well visually. So obviously, once the audience knows that they can cheer as much as they want, then they do. Nice turnaround to facilitate the meat grinder here. That was a good job. Step over to form that cordon. Alignment and they're done. Now notice which way the cordon is facing. It's vertical from the audience. It's perpendicular. Audience is here. The cordon is there. This is exactly how a cordon is supposed to work. When it runs parallel to the audience like this, then it doesn't work really at all. You lose all of the effect of your cordon that way. This is how you set up a cordon. This is how you perform it.
Stand as he attempts to march up and back through the narrow crowd of spinning flags.
It's so dangerous and so exciting, which actually it is, both of them. However, the timing there is as such that there's no way the commander would be harmed. It just looks really dangerous, and that's a good thing. It's supposed to look risky, and the execution, the excellence that comes out of that part of the performance, as well as the rest of the performance. This is what the Americans see, and even people around the world, and they see the performance, and they come to a certain point, and what it's supposed to do is showcase a certain level of excellence that, boy, if they can get nice, and there is much to be said for the team just being in two straight lines with kneeling Queen Anne and a standing Queen Anne. There really is much to be said for this. It's very simple, but it's very clean and communicates well with the audience. Two lines, no excessive dressing to it. It's very impactful, really well done. But some people just don't understand exhibition drill. But you're supposed to look at this and go, now if they can get marching down and rifle spinning down, how good are they at their jobs as well? It's the Air Force is a lethal force. The Army is a lethal force. The Marine Corps, a lethal force. Everybody here in these blue uniforms, they represent me and everybody else, past and present, in the U.S. Air Force uniform. And they represent what we have done. They represent what is currently being done. Now, this is back in 2012, but it's all about the ability to communicate to the crowd that the Air Force is the embodiment of excellence, and we show it through this. Same with the Army, same with the silent drill platoon, same with the Coasties and the Navy. And from what I understand, Space Force is probably going to have something separate eventually. Right now, they're part of the Air Force Honor Guard, but who knows? We might see that goofy Space Force uniform on Honor Guard members. Who knows? And I do mean goofy. That thing looks weird. So lots of appreciative people there. And they fall out, and there you go. And now everybody's going to come down and talk and get pictures with them and enjoy some quality time with some of the world's best military drillers. Awesome job there. Really well done. So that's 1 year. I'll get to more as time allows. So hopefully you're finding this beneficial. Thank you.